I guess it's not totally Groundhog Day because every night it has like its own weird story. Oh my God damn. Like, I swear to God, every time you think like, oh, this is so weird, surely it couldn't get weirder. And it just gets weirder and weirder. But still had a horrible night. Oh my gosh, she's a ball bug a night. And I was just like conked out, but I was aware. And then finally she just harassed me and harassed me so many times where I was just like, oh, okay, I'm getting up. And it was like at 2:30 or something like that. And it's like some of the nights I like, as whatever it was yesterday, I don't remember. It seems like I didn't get a lot of sleep. And then I stayed up. And if I go back to sleep, it's usually in the morning for like another hour, but it's like right before the sun comes up. And sometimes maybe 2 hours, but it's not like a lot. Oh my gosh, it's a good thing I have this sitting here. Oh, I saw this guy doing this video. I saw a couple videos this morning. I saw this guy doing this video, and he's like, he's got a serious question. And it was, why is he having all these symptoms? It's like having the flu, but he doesn't have the flu. He's not sick, but he's got all these same kind of symptoms. And he's over in Ohio. And he's like, you know, what's going on? I think he had the comments turned off because I kept trying, you know, say environmental allergies. That's what they tell us, isn't it? But it's, you know, what happens for fumigation. It's like, and some of us saw, like, we saw it on TV. They showed it on the news, what they did in Vietnam and stuff. Like, so it's kind of like what goes around comes around. It feels like, you know, the things that even if it was out of our hands, it was like, did we accept certain things? I think, you know, they told us that this is how it had to be and we accepted it. And so but it went on for so long. Like, it went on in the Middle East. Like, there's so much of it. And we're watching. I mean, they had already done so much in Central and South America, but they're doing it still. These people, this is just all they do. And then they come up with a new resource that they're going to push on us. And then they go out and take all the land that holds that resource. See why they're just stripping out the planet? Like, the planet's like, fuck you guys, you know? Fuck you guys. This isn't what we're about here. Like, I'm so sick of your disease. They are a disease. Oh, and this is trippy because I keep feeling it. So yesterday I put one more a dose of the horse paste on there. It's just like a tiny smudge, you know, just like a little, but it has a reaction. And then, and now I just keep putting the castor oil. But ever since that thing that seemed like a seed or something, like it was that, because it was the same thing on Stella's cyst. When it, she had this huge one. Stella, I told you I'm going to work now. I already told, like, we've been having this all, this has been going for a while. The battle of the wills. Whose needs are going to be met here? And she's always pushes her needs on me hard. And I always surrender. But, okay. Yeah, and I gotta talk about my hair. Okay. There's a bunch of things I gotta talk about. Oh, God. Okay, I gotta slow down. And just take it one thing at a time. Okay. So, I started, like, when there's a bunch of stuff, I start feeling like, I'm gonna forget. Like, there's this part of me. And then there's, like, I'm telling you, there's so much talking that goes on. There's just the part that talks to that and the part that's talking to, it's like, oh, it's a lot. And then, so it's like I have to take my focus off all these and focus on this other thing. And it's just, I think it's just something that you start doing in your mind. Like, you start being able to move your focus. That's what you're exercising, you know, to notice things, to catch yourself doing something. You start managing because you start being able to shift around what you want to look at, focus in on it, pull back from it, look over here, look in front of it, look behind it, go around it, pull back, go out, go over there. Like, you start being able to shift your thoughts around. And not your thoughts, the world out there, the universal consciousness out there. You're able to shift your focus and find your focus so you can pull in and pull out. like a telescope or something. So anyways, that's the whole thing. And but it's all this is this working out your mind, is all this notice, because our mind's been under control. And that is why after you're pulling free from the mind control, you got to notice, and you got to pull free, but then you got to reprogram yourself. And so you got to notice the things that are wrong, notice your things that you do automatically and all that stuff. So you got to see, catch yourself, but you got to pull in your awareness. That's the awakening. So I'm like, all these people who think they're so awake, and they're out there just displaying all their insecurities, they're desperate, they're all this stuff, angry, fearful, judgmental, hateful. They've got all these things going on. It's like, but is that really you? Is it really? Because I think it's only a part of you that's shining because it has the place to shine. But when the light comes in, that side is going to be, it's like the dark, it repels from the light. Like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. Oh God, please don't look at me, please, please. And so there is that sense of embarrassment and humility that occurs. It's like when you're doing something naughty and you know you're being naughty, but then the lights come on and you're like, oh shit, now I'm caught. Now everybody sees. And it's like, that's the feeling that so many people are going to have. So extreme. And it's going to hit hard on some people because they're going around, oh, I'm so awake. Y'all are so stupid. You're never going to wake up. And it's like, oh, God, guys, I feel embarrassed for you. But everybody's got their things to see. And some, like I said, is more public than others. But anyways, so I put that stuff on there. And so yesterday I've been putting castor on stuff, and it's like I can feel like this tiny, like the skin is irritated or something, like it's ruptured, and like a little dry spot is so tiny. But the thing that gets me is when I've looked at myself in the mirror straight on, I've seen this black, like, and it's in that hole, so I couldn't get it out. And if I even tried to mess with it, I would feel like it would get a bruise, and it would get all black and blue around there, so I wouldn't mess with it. And besides, it was in my skin, and it would keep coming up and out and up and out, and making this sore. And so it's just so weird because your vision, how you see things, expands with more information, because more information, like before, I would have thought that that was something from the surface. Now I'm looking at it from something inside trying to get out. Something is, now I'm looking at it as a serious bacteria, such as botulism. Like, I signed up for, please, I'll try that out. It's got to be better than a wrinkle, for God's sakes. It's like, oh, Jesus. Like, the shallow weirdness of some of our minds in this mind control is just like, yeah, you got to face this side of yourself, whether it's stupid, shallow, gullible, whatever it is. You have to face that side of yourself and be okay with it. Don't be, we all have it. So you can sit and cry and whine and have a little pity party. Poor you. You thought you were perfect, but oh, dang, you're not. So anyways, I in the thought of it before, yeah, I would have thought, I thought it was some kind of skin cancer thing, because that was back when they had me convinced, that the sun, and I don't even know why, because I would never wear sunblock. Like, and every time somebody would be putting it on, I would say, no, that's probably causing it. And I'm sure I put it on my kids and stuff when they were little. Like, oh my God, there was such a push for that. If you didn't do that, oh my God, I swear to God, CPS rolled in. And so it was like serious fucking business. Like, if you got a kid with it, because I had it happen before. Like, I had 2 kids that got a sunburn. I was like, Jesus Christ. Look, mass hysteria sets in, man. So, yeah, sunblock was so pushed. But now there's been so much with the studies and stuff that all the things in it actually are melting into your skin, causing the problem. And don't put that shit on your skin and go out into the sun. So that is serious business, Crystal. Look up, look up to it. Don't put that on anymore. And if you really think that the sun is giving you burns, which is probably was the chemicals, but I don't know, because I haven't been getting any of those things on my face since I did all this detoxing. I think it's probably chemicals and shit trying to get out of us. So I don't know. This is like we're doing our own science experiment here, trying to figure shit out on our own, what they've been doing to us and how to, confront it, combat it, go around it, fix it, change it, all that. So all the things that have been done to us, it's up to us now to like figure it out. Like, so I don't know, but there's something weird going on about it. And I have not even have been, well, I have gotten a couple of places. Because right now, yeah, I have one that would have been one that I would have kept thinking, because I would get these little tiny dry spots. And then they would, you couldn't get them to ever not be dry. But now using castor oil, see, I was using all these fancy, expensive face products before. Now just fucking castor oil. And anything I have, any kind of skin thing, an injury or anything, I just gotta get castor oil put on it. And it's so anyways, that's what I have been doing with this for so long. But now I'm seeing it, man, this was a lot more serious than what I had recognized before. Even to the point where the doctors, 2 different ones were like, well, I don't know what that is. I've never seen that. I don't know. And now there's gonna be a whole bunch of different girls going in with this kind of stuff. These sores that keep coming, growths that keep coming in places where there was injections around the area, not right where they injected, but in the settlement areas, because that would have been where it would have settled, right? It would have settled down in here, right in this bone too. So, and it depends on how, because you got to think of them as little critters. And so the little critters, what they live off of. So they live off tissue, bone, and which would be different minerals or calcium. But the bone isn't even calcium. It's like those other minerals. So it depends on like what it would live off of, what it would be taking from or eating from or whatever. And so then, because it's weird, because then when it's trying to come out of the skin and erupting, and then they're like, well, we got to go in and dig all that out and cut all this away and stuff. It's like, man, they're just practicing all the time. And we are just like the dummies. We're the fucking dolls they practice on, man. So anyways, but so putting on the horse face stuff. So this thing came out, and now every time I look at myself, I don't see this black spot that I kept seeing down in there anymore. And that was a change. And then plus it feels different. So I'm really hopeful that we got something out of there. And, but we'll see if it comes back. But now I know, like, yeah, if there's some kind of thing like that. And I don't know if the horse paste will work on every single thing, because we got all these different bacteria. I mean, we're so flooded with so much chemicals, like so much. And then this frequency cranking. Jesus Christ, it's like in that movie. You're just sitting there and it's just this blast comes in. It's like, God damn. And then it's like, I know everybody can't hear it. But for the people who can hear it, it's fucked. And in our water, now we are on a boil. You have to boil the water, don't drink it. And so the neighbor, so this is a thing, I think, with the awakened people and the not awakened people. So I'll give you this little layout conversation, because so she's all irritated and messaging me and wanting to, converse about this, how irritating it is that they are not giving good communication about what's going on with the water and this boil restriction now. And I said, oh, well, I haven't drank this water in a long time. I stopped drinking it back when Stella stopped drinking it. I didn't go through the whole thing, because it was a whole thing, of getting and finding this well and going and getting this water. So it wasn't just like, oh, she doesn't want this water? Okay. No, it was like a thing where I just was noticing, and she wouldn't drink it. And I kept thinking, it smells weird. I can smell chemicals when I do the hose to put it in a bucket outside for her to drink out of. And you can smell it so strong when you're with the hose. And it would like blast, and I'd be like, oh my God. And then she'd come over and smell it, and she wouldn't drink it. And I'd be like, okay, I'm not imagining this. This is weird. And so kept saying, I got to stop drinking the water. And maybe probably then I was getting bottles of water or something. I'm not sure. Because seems like it was quick, and then I started getting the well. But anyways, I go to get the well water. I go fill these things. I got 4 of these bottle things, and I go down to this public well thing that they've probably messed with too. And then plus yesterday when I went there, or the day before, whatever it was, there was all this water rushing from under the ground, because I was looking up, because I was standing in like a fucking puddle, it was rushing into the stream. And I was looking as my water was filling, and I was trying to see, is it rushing down? And it seems like it's rushing out of the ground. I was like, oh my God, what are we going to have, a washout here? There goes the well. It's a good thing I went and how it filled up. It's like, what the fuck, man? There's this constant disaster. But so then she said that, she's irritated because we got to boil this water now and they're not communicating. And I said, well, I'm not drinking it. Anyways, I stopped drinking a long time ago. I don't trust their water at all. And I said and plus, did you see because she works at the school, and I said at the library, it said that you weren't supposed to be drinking the water, that there was something wrong with the water. And she said, that's a different water. Just up to the library, just up the road is different water. And the school and the library are on this other water, and probably other parts of the town, I guess. I don't know. Just my own neighborhood. My own neighborhood has its own water district. And I told you they jacked the fucking price too. $165. And when I called, because over in Spokane it was $10 for the year. And that is if you use too much water. I mean, it was nothing for water. And then you come over here, and in our water, in Spokane, they have a giant ass fucking water plant thing. That's how I'd seen about that. And that was, somebody had shown me that. Like, I didn't even know those existed. And then I was over in this part of town, and they were talking about the water change plant, whatever it's called. And they said about the smell. And I was like, what do you mean? And they said, well, it takes all the sewage and it turns it into the drinking water. I was like, what the fuck? The water's not coming out of an underground well or that big bucket thing that's standing up above those cities? Like, I thought that was our water. Like, what the fuck is going on? Didn't it just rain in there and it gives us water? Like, what? They take our poop and they turn it into drinking water? And oh yeah, well now that's just been on the news so much because there's certain sicknesses, there's drugs, there's all this stuff that they can't get rid of. So we're just taking in all this sickness and stuff from our poop water. And now they're trying to, well, we got to fix it. I don't buy their stories. I thought it was some fucking bullshit. Oh, suddenly we have a busted main pipe thing while all this shit is going on. Okay. Yeah, sure. And so that was, our water was off. And so, and I'm thinking, well, the people but a lot of people weren't even home. Some people are at work. And I'm thinking, well, this could be a pain. I had water filled up. I have it sitting in 2 jugs in the bathroom in case the water goes off. And then I have water to fill the toilet. I have water in there. So I just took one of those jugs and used it to wash my hands and wash off stuff, like wash off vegetables or whatever. Because I made this really good salad. I forgot to say about this salad. It was so good. It was like, I made it kind of like it started out to kind of be a tuna salad kind of. And then it turned kind of into a Waldorf salad. But instead of like the meat substitute is chickpeas. And you just cut them up. And so it was really good. And like I totally do again. And Stella loved it too. So, and I put a ton of celery and apples and walnuts, and I put raisins. I didn't have grapes. And I had pickles, jalapenos, onion. And then I made the dressing. I put some sour cream, some mayonnaise, and some Dijon mustard. It was really, really good. And so what about that? Okay, so I had to wash off the vegetables to do that. I had to wash off, and then it's like, oh gosh, the apple. It's like, okay, I'm not gonna stress out about this. Look, this shit. We've been eating this shit and eating this shit for so fucking long. I can't let it just like, oh, it's gonna drive me crazy. Because it'll drive you fucking crazy. And so, this is the exposure of what we've been doing, what we've been going through. This isn't, it's turning into that. No, This is showing us what our lives have been. And we are the ones who have to click in, hell to the no, not anymore, and make a direct right turn. And make a direct right turn into the light. Totally. And out of the dark. We're done with that. We're done with the bullshit. But anyways, that's everything that's coming to the light, the surface, is showing us what we've been going through. We've been being poisoned so long. So really put it into perspective. Like right now, you know, you start going like, oh my God, this one and this one and this one. Like I fucking am on the detoxing. Like it's like, hell no. Everything I look at, like, it's like, man, do I want to take those fucking chemicals in? Do I want to deal with that? Because I did get a bag of tortilla chips, you know, and I did go through those, and you know, and I don't know, maybe that's why I'm kind of been sore lately or something. It's not the same kind of soreness though, but when you're just taking in all those chemicals, and then you're depleted minerals, and you're emotionally beat down and wore down and stuff like it, this is a fucking the perfect storm to disease and sickness and health issues, and why they make so much fucking money. So, and they're going to find something. Well, you got this. Well, what about this? What about this? And then the people always feel cared about. And, oh, finally, there's a reason. There's a reason. This is why. This is what's wrong with me. I've got this. This is why. This is why I'm the way I am. It's like, oh, people, come on. Come on. You got to see through it. And then, you got to see to the thing of like, don't fucking tell me something's wrong with me. I'm perfectly fucking fine. You're trying to convince me something goddamn wrong with me. So fucking pay your goddamn bills. So fuck off. And so the, but the people, you know, everybody has to come to this realization on their own. They have to wake up. They have to see it. And it's not just wake up and get scared and freak out and, you know, because people get so freaked out and they just totally focus on it. Then you're focusing on your fear. You're focusing on what scares you. I think it starts affecting you more and stuff. Like there's a difference in awareness, and then you got to that same practice on your mind. Like you got to see, like, okay, this is freaking me the fuck out. You know, all these chemicals and shit. And, you know, you got to figure out how to get yourself not to be fucking freaked out. Is that you got to remember, this is our whole lives. Like, this is long-term poisoning. We've been in long-term poisoning. Yeah, and right now they've cranked everything up because everything is so fucking absurd. So, anyways, it's to catch our attention, to catch everybody's attention. So, everything is cranked up on fucking high gear. So, and it's, you know, it's absurd. But so, okay, so on this story, so she's wanting to complain about what's going on with water or whatever. And I'm just like, you know, I stopped using that water. And so I said that about that water. And she's like, that's not even our water. So then I'm like, oh my fucking God, are you goddamn kidding me? It was like, so it was multi things where I was like, oh my fucking God, this fucking rip off goddamn water place. Because this was like Canadian vacation homes. And then a bunch of druggies moved in because the Canadians weren't here all the time and started depleting the area or something. I don't know. There's a lot of shady shit. Because back in the day, this was like a huge, like town, a huge city. Like it was 30,000 people. That old man was telling me at the fucking food bank that day. 30,000 people. That's why when I'd walk around, be like, where are their houses and shit? Where are the signs of them? And then I'd be back in the forest, and then I started seeing all these little roads and shit. And I was like, oh, they were back here. These people just come in and scoot out. Move out a little bit. Let's build a road and haul it out here. It's like they had their own roads back there. They had their own ways of getting around. And anyways, it's just weird. You know, and then for us to have our own water district, and it's fucking shady as fuck. And I know we don't have good water because I looked it up on the EPA report before, and it was got chlorine and chloride or something like that. And so then when I saw it up at the library, I was like, oh, it's just what it says on the EPA report. And then we're not even on the same water, like right there. And so whatever these little divisions of the water, I don't know if it's rural way of doing. Like, I have no idea. Everything's so fucking shady. That's what all these fucking city planners, these people who are like city planners, city council, all these people who were in those positions, like these developers, these bankers, like they're all so motherfucking, they've done so much shady shit. And there's so many fucking hoity-toity chicks walking around thinking they're so fucking smooth, driving their fucking fancy cars. And it's like their husbands are going to be going down like Bernie Murdoch or whatever that guy's name was. You know, that whole thing. It's going to be fucking humiliating for some people. Because their husbands were taking bribes and shit. And taking money. And they're going around like they're fucking all above other people. And they've got dirty money. They fuck people over for it. And that is, you know, it's dirty. It's not, it's just the whole thing. And there's these old movies, like, fuck, man, they were telling us. I mean, it is so motherfucking repetitive. There's mad scientists and the gangsters running the world. That's it. Everything's mad scientists and gangsters running the world. It's fucking was told to us over and over and over. And they try and make people out to be so goddamn hysterical. Like, find a woman in a goddamn old movie who's not goddamn hysterical. She doesn't know how to fucking, you know, all these women, like, is that really how you behaved back then? Like, why didn't the women say, no, I'm not gonna do that? Like, what? They let these people totally format and manipulate society. It's just like, I don't know. Don't go in and play that part, you know? Fucking, like, can't handle anything. We need people to be, like, more stronger. And then just, and I don't know. It was a part of their thing. Trying to make how, I don't know, because it's a whole thing about how men treated women. Women needed men. Women couldn't handle anything. And they were always hysterical. Everything that they would see, they'd run and fall apart. Like, is that seriously what women were like back then? They couldn't handle a motherfucking thing. Like, it's insane. So, it's like, I don't know. There's a lot of manipulation or a lot of bullshit or something. It was weird. And, hold on. So, anyways, hold on a second. It's like a whole bunch of shuffling. Okay, so the people have to they have to see things. It's this whole encounter of acknowledgement, of seeing and reshifting yourself, redesigning yourself. So changing your awareness, and then start taking better care of yourself so you don't go hysterical over the poisoning. You see it rationally, like, okay, they're poisoning us, but okay, they've been poisoning us for like 20, 30 years. I've probably been fighting goddamn cancer every year without even knowing it. So you just focus on your health, man. You got to just keep focusing on how to take care of yourself. And there's another creepy ass thing going on, I think in Ohio, is they started digging something up and found a whole bunch of dead bodies. So there's a whole nother big, an old cemetery, a burial ground, a hidden place to dumping bot. Like, I don't know. Right now, it's just like a whole bunch of tents out there. And the guy who was doing the video said, those are all bodies in all these tents. And I had just seen a movie where they were doing that. And so they dig up the body, they dig up the stuff, and they have these big white tents. And so the white tent becomes like the science area. So it's got all these big white tents out there. So I don't know about that. Who knows if it'll even make the news or whatever. It probably will be, all the people will keep talking about it because it will start being word on the street and everybody will start talking about it. Right now, though, today's the Super Bowl, and, you know, what the word on the street is about that. Stop being a participant in their rituals, for one thing. And it has something to do with the Pluto Aquarius alignment that's going on, where people say they're feeding off that energy, and the ritual will be to do that. And then they've got Mardi Gras to back it up, and then they got Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day too. Look at how much expectation goes with Valentine's Day, which always leads to disappointment. So all the expectation riding on Valentine's Day. And then at Mardi Gras, there is such an energy of, there's like there's people in New Orleans and whatnot that, you know, feed off of being witches and vampires. They feed off the dark. There's like a dark arts there. There's like a dark energy there. A very dark, heavy energy. And there's been so much rituals and stuff. I love New Orleans. Like, I love it. But it's probably, you know, why it's going to end up underwater. It's like going to drown itself. It's going to drown. A lot of places that have just like California, it's not surprising. It's going to be underwater. It's weird because they all seem to be so outdoorsy and stuff. But the attitude is like, you know, it's like, oh, I've been in a lot of earthquakes, big deal. I was like, okay, you think she can't scare you? Gonna go out and just ride the waves in a fucking tsunami and shit? Like, all this stuff that the people do is just like it's just like, hey, dude, it's just like they don't give a shit, man. Like, fuck it. Like, I don't know. There's just an attitude. It's like the earth is, we'll watch, we'll see. Is this energy, this attitude, this way is what's being cleansed. It's the energy of that, because if that energy wasn't there, like, you wouldn't, like, this is a for instance, like these people who, you know, like everybody knows somebody who moved to California and became Californian. It's that change. The way that is that energy there, they change into that energy there. So that is what I'm saying, is there's an energy at play. There's certain energies all over the place, and the energies can be fed or suffocated. And so many of these energies are just fed. That's why I said so many people feed the dark and don't even realize it. And so these energies are, they're big. Like, you know, when you have a lot of dark energy on you, so there's a lot of energy that lingers. It's no wonder there's so much a heaviness over California. There's just that denseness that holds that pollution right over the ocean. It always seems like, why wouldn't it just blow away? Why wouldn't it just blow out over the ocean? How does it just sit there? And it just becomes darker and heavier, and the people become more poisoned and more brain damaged and accepting of stuff. And, you know, walk around the streets in your underwear, and, you know, that's cool. Have sex right in the middle of the street. Go about, like, just degrade yourself. Who cares? You know, nobody has any fucking respect for themselves. Nobody has any self-respect. That's that energy. It's just like, so, yeah, and all these people think it's just like Hollywood or something. No, it's just this, it's an energy of like there's such an energy too in California of like, I'm better than you. I'm California, man. They think they're better than other people. They think they've got the handle on, you know, oceanfront property. But it is weird how that heaviness just sits over it. And they just sit and breathe it in and breathe it in. And when I went to the med beds and took Stella, I couldn't believe it. Because I really was like crazy when I was driving. And every motherfucking time I would be driving and you're going fast as fuck, man. Everybody's going, like, and you're going up these fucking hills and shit. Everybody's going like 85 and there's 5 lines of traffic going across and you're zooming around. And then every time it would be, the tower thing would be right there, and I would drive past it, and it would be like I got blasted with pepper spray or something. Oh my God, it hurt so bad, and my eyes would start burning, and I wouldn't be able to see. My eyes would start rolling around. It was horrible. It was freaking me out. I was like, this is so fucking dangerous. What the fuck? And I didn't even know what to do. because it would be every couple miles. And it was like as soon as they would recover, I'd go past another one. And it's like the frequency and the pollution is so intense. And it's like, because, you know, my eyes have got issues, I could feel it so strong. I was like, man, if this is doing this to my eyes, what is this doing to people's brains and shit? Their fucking health. And, but that's the thing, you know, and they all just, I don't know, it's such a different attitude, and I can see it, but I don't know how to explain it. But it's the stuff that's inside of people that they have to see for themselves. So it doesn't really, you know, you can stand back and try and figure it out. Oh, and a movie popped up this morning on my YouTube, the one that Truman Capote was making in this show, Feud. And it is, some movie about murder, she wrote kind of movie or something. Some kind of thing like that. So I love those murder mysteries. So, and it's got Truman Capote, and I was just watching that, so I'm gonna watch that. A show. I'll watch that today. He is a strange one, but I'll see the real guy on there. And okay, so let me think. So I definitely think there's an improvement. I'm gonna keep watching. And now that is a new thing to try on things, is try the horse paste. If it's some kind of parasite trying to get out of you, and that is, you know, it can poison from the inside, I guess it can poison from the outside. So direct contact. So I'm gonna fucking try it more. Definitely, I'm gonna do it again if it came back, because it went like it was weird too, because the eruption just comes out of nowhere. It's not like anything, and then all of a sudden it'll feel like I don't remember if it feels like sore or itchy or tingly or something, and then I'll feel, and it will be like this big bump, but it's not just a bump because it's scratchy. It's not smooth. It's all like an eruption. And then and it kept getting bigger and bigger no matter what I was putting on it. It was really irritated. And so then I think, and then especially when they're putting out this report that there's all these women getting face cancer now that have had injections. And so then I was like, oh man, that could be something with the like something that is causing it to all of a sudden occur with a bunch of people. Or is it just like all of a sudden everybody's time ran out at the same time? Like, I don't know. Seems kind of on purpose, because that's how they roll. As everything they do is very systematically and on purpose. Like, I'm glad I didn't have that little thing. That lady would have probably been like looking, hey, what's that right there? I think it's cancer. Let's do a workup. But nothing showed up in my blood, see? So there is it's like centered. It's got but see, that's where they will fucking fuck you up. I think they call these people in and they find these growths and stuff, and then the people go trust them, and then they just ultimately poison the fuck out of them. And you got to go the other way. You got to go in the gentle way. Try and it's like an eviction. Push the stuff out of you. Get it out of you. And so, anyways, that's the whole thing. And each person has to figure it out on their own, and make moves towards their own health and taking care of themselves, and confirmation, and quit blaming it on like God gave you a bad body, that's what's wrong. And well, if God would have gave me better teeth, I wouldn't have problems. Well, if God would have made my eyes have better sight, if I wouldn't need glasses, like even glasses is a sham. Like, you shouldn't start wearing them when they tell you that it makes your eyes worse. So, and I don't know, you know, when your eyes are really bad, the only thing that I got from that messaging was when I started having all the eye things, is they kept telling me that they wanted me to focus on my inner sight. They kept telling me to focus on my insight. And so, and see, that's why I named my thing Insight and Intuition, because I was, you know, that's where my focus was, being on my insight. So to me, if your vision is interfered with, it's because you need to focus inside. There's something inside you need to look at. You need to stop looking outside and look inside. So I think there's a whole thing about that. And but each person has to go at this stuff themselves. But you got to go into it with the awareness that the that the glasses make your eyes worse, just like all their medicine, all their fixes make the things worse because it makes it weaker or dependent, or it interferes with how your system works normally. So all the things they do is the wrong approach. And so how to go at it in other ways, I don't know. Like I had to start wearing glasses like in 4th grade. So I couldn't see the board. And then, you know, you look back on that, well, maybe kids don't need to see a board. You know, maybe it had something to do with the colors too. Like I have a big problem with seeing certain colors, and not like color blindness. I can see that thing when they do the colors together like that. It is these other things that they do on the phones and stuff, and the other things like on ingredients and stuff. There's something with colors and how they use them together. It interferes like with my eyes. And so anyways, but so it could have been like the white chalk on the green board is why I couldn't see from way, and I always sat at the back of the room. And then they always tell you have to sit up at the front. Look at all the fucking bullshit, man. Oh, I probably should have just been outside playing with my friends and learning the hard way by making mistakes and sitting in here listening to y'all talking some bullshit, telling me I'm not listening good and giving me licks and shit. It's like, fuck. School is bullshit, man. And, but look at how many kids get started on glasses that way. But there's babies getting started on glasses. So I don't know. I mean, there's the whole, everything has to do with your spiritual journey. You know, everything that they do to try and fix it is an interference. Your spiritual journey has to do with what you overcome, what you're here to deal with, but you can't make a mistake. Even if you go and you choose, there are alternatives and you go through that. There's still lessons. As I said, the universe appreciates all lessons. They don't give a shit. You know, it's you, the rider. You're the one who is mad at yourself. Like, damn it. I should have made a better decision. I should have done it different. You know, but that is like also where you have to learn to let go of that, let go of things. You can't just hold on to it. What's the point? Why just keep going and going and going? Why keep beating a dead horse or whatever? You know, you got to let go of shit. You give it a certain amount of time. You go through the process. Everything has a process. There's certain stages that you have to work through when things happen. You got to go through them, but you can't just get stuck in them. You get stuck in them, you're just re-victimizing yourself. You become the victim. You become the poor, poor me. Like, look at me, everybody. Poor, poor me. This bad thing happened. I can't get over it. And it holds you back. A lot of more toxic behaviors come out in people. You got to move through things. And, you know, there's a lot of stuff that's painful and hard to move through. But you can't just sit there and always be like, poor, poor me, poor, poor me. Look what I've been through. We've all been through shit. We all have. And then the people who want to gather around and poor, poor you, they've got issues. So they need to work on their own issues. Not focus on yours. You're a distraction. You're a drama. You're a complaint. You're a burden. You're a something that they talk about to other people. It's like we form such toxic behaviors and toxic relationships. And so anyways, in this ceremony, so there's lots of people saying all sorts of things. Got all sorts of ideas of what may go down today. People are expecting stuff to definitely go down, but there's also such a huge thing on the energy harvesting. You know, they probably won't, you know, drive over and, you know, drop a balloon down inside a stadium and it's full of powder or something and take out a bunch of people. Probably won't do something dramatic like that on live TV, but they'd have all their players and shit. So, and I don't know. I don't know. They owe them a lot of money. So maybe they would take them all out at once. They've got a lot of big names there. So probably wouldn't be something that they would do something there because they wouldn't want to injure people who they make money off of. So but they could, you know, something in the water or something in the drinks, oh, well, we were infiltrated by these terrorists. They came in, they got into our ice. They gave us all bad ice because there's some weird shit going on with this water thing. Oh, yeah, so I didn't ever finish that, too. Because she was all onto the, like, wanting to talk about what was going on and stuff. I was thinking, oh, this is what it must be like for them, when they're not awake yet, and they're just like seeing the interference, like the inconvenience, like they're being inconvenienced, and so the inconveniences, will keep leading more into frustrations. I think it's more at a frustration level at this point, where people are just like, oh my God, another thing, another thing, another thing, and everything is to, snap you out of it, but for us who know what's going on and they start complaining about some of this stuff, it's just like, well, yeah, I know. It's like, I don't even know. Like, I couldn't sit there and go into the conversation and pretend like, fuck, I don't, that's the least of my worries. Now that I know that there's a boil thing, I was like, oh, motherfuck. Because the water thing, there's something so weird going on with my hair. It is back to when I was really trying to shuffle through and find something to wash it with, because it was like, this is like, I don't even know if you can tell. It is like it started doing this seeping out, all this stuff, and it's just going all on my hair. And because it'll start seeping out, but it used to be like it would be days and days. No, now it's hours after I wash my hair. So I don't know if it's something with the water. Now I've got that added thing. Is it, I mean, do you want hair water you're supposed to boil in your hair, absorbing through your scalp, on your antenna and shit? So it's like, fuck, I don't think I'm gonna wash it right now. And I got this new shampoo coming that's some sort of biotin shampoo, and it looked like it had all natural ingredients. So I don't know, once I get the thing and see, it wasn't cheap. But now it's like, fuck, I don't know if I even want to go in and mess with that water. The other day I even tried to use some of that well water to wash it. And I could try and heat that up because it was cold, man. I could try and heat it up, and it's raining. I even thought, well, I could go out and just stand in the rain and wash it that way. It's probably a lot of chemicals in it too, but it's weird. So I don't know about that. But with the people, when the things, they start having things affect them or bother them, it's going to get way worse. Like the water going off and the internet going off, the power going off. Those are the things where, she's always like complaining, or weird things, like just weird things, of everything is going to keep falling apart. And it's changing. So it's going to fall apart like that. But the people, I don't know, there's just not awake yet to like any of this stuff, to the toxins in the food. Like, she started telling me, oh, well, the water doesn't bother them, and they drink it all the time and stuff. And I don't even remember, but I was like, man, just the conversations seem to be different. And then as the things are starting to affect them. So, but I still wouldn't be like, oh, I told you the water, like that would, even me saying anything, she just stopped talking. I was like, that's fine with me, because I don't want to talk about it. I don't give a fuck. This is some bullshit. Everything's falling apart. There's a lot of shit going on. The world is falling apart. And you just go to work like nothing's happening. It's like, all these people, they just keep going to work like nothing's happening. And it's gonna be dramatic, because how many people will just accept so much bullshit. And we have to see, there is people who are coming out and being like, just because we were born into something like this doesn't mean we have to continue it. We don't have to continue under their government and under their shit. Like, this is stuff that other people accepted. We don't have to accept it. That's how I look at it. These people have all, it's like that through time, they we're taking over places. So then they were like, well, let's just do a reset and just make a whole place that we're just in charge of. So it's like they did a reset and made America or something. That's why there's such a, that's what this battle is, why we're having so much shit, is because the people who have a hold of us, that they, it's like they built us, they created this place, and but it's for their like lab, like it's a habitat, and then they controlled how we all moved around, told us we can't go here and go there, and we have to have papers, and they start telling us we have to pay taxes and stuff so we can never get ahead. We got to get a better job so we can't just have a lifestyle of living and, you know, getting by. Like, what's wrong with getting by? Why do we need to have so much more? Why can't we just enjoy our lives and live our day? You know, there's so much more to do. Like, fuck, you can't even, there's so much to do when you have your own day that you can't even, like, I can't keep up on, like, all of the cleaning and, like, whatever you focus on is, like, I don't know, maybe some people can be like, okay, well, I'm going to do this for an hour. I'm going to do this for an hour. I'm going to do, but not me. I was like, I'm going to do this all day long. I'm not going to clean. Fuck it. And then it's like, okay, so today, obviously, I got to clean. I got to vacuum and probably wash the floors or something. And, but I want to show this too. Is that the one? Okay, this is the first one. And it's so weird too, because, you know, I was just making blankets and hats and stuff. And it is so relaxing to sit and crochet. And then when all the babies were born and I made a bunch of, like, I started making these little booties. They were so cute. They were really small, I guess, though. They had to be much bigger, I think. You couldn't wear them very long. But I made all these little booties, these little hats. The hats were so cute, but they were way small, too. More of a keepsake. But anyways, I was making all that stuff. And I don't know, my daughter, she would be like, will you make me this? Will you make me that? And it was so weird because I'd be like, well, I'd have to learn. I got to learn how to do that. And so I'd start trying to learn and trying to do it and stuff. And then she'd change her mind. I'd be like, oh my God. But I kept learning more stuff. So I was like, okay, well, I'm really learning more stuff. And I can not do something if I don't want to do it. And, but she did start saying, like, well, it takes so long to make the stuff. You should just keep the stuff for yourself. But you should make some little shirts and stuff. There's people making the cutest stuff with the crocheting. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I just, you know, just went into the planting a seed, like, kind of thing. It just was in there. And then those pants, which the pants came, and on this thread up, because I'm just learning about this thread up, and it's a final sale. And so these pants came, and the zipper is motherfucking broken. Are you fucking kidding me? So now I'm trying to figure out how to fix this zipper. And, but the pants are cute. I like the color. But then when I put this shirt on with them, I was like, man, I need to get these implants out. Like, when I turn to the side, there's no counterbalance. Like, they do not fit me at all. It just stands out all the time to me. Like, oh my God, I gotta get these things off of me. Which I hope this, man, I'm just keep, you know, if you could just manifest things, it just happen whenever you wanted. All you had to do is think about it. But I'd have a lot of things different. So yeah, these implants would have been out a long time ago. So anyways, so there's this one that I had made, and I thought it was really cute. And so then I've been working on this other one that I said was like an art project. This is this one. So this is the front of it. It goes like that. And then the back of it goes like that. So, this took so long. Like, God, this has got to be, 50-hour shirt or something. I saw this girl talking about something she had made, and something she had crocheted, and it might have been a bedspread or something. And she said, you know, because those Persian block ones. I am gonna make one of those. They are so fucking Persian tile blankets. They're so fucking cool. And I think maybe she makes those. There's something, and she said, you know, people be like, I want to buy it or something, and she said there's so many hours into this. It'd be like it would have to be $5,000, and so yeah, that's the thing is that's why you want to learn to do stuff for yourself. You want to learn some skills so you can, because then you can make it where it's like your size. Well, it'll hopefully change. My size will change here soon. And it could be baggy there. I don't give a fuck. And but anyways, when you are making the things yourself for you, then you make it to fit yourself. So any of the things, whether it's sewing clothes, crocheting, knitting, I don't know what else. How else do you make clothes? Like, now my stomach's growling. Oh, and I made this really good chocolate bread yesterday. They made it with bananas. So smashed up bananas, peanut butter, chocolate powder. I put sugar, but I think I'm gonna try and do it with molasses. And oh, and I had these chocolate covered chickpeas. So I got them at the store. They always have these weird kind of health food things. And so they were chocolate covered chickpeas, and dark chocolate covered chickpeas. And so I had gotten them, and they taste kind of like remind me of Whoppers or something, like malted milk balls. And so I was like, I could use those in a cookie or something. And so I made this bread with it, and it is good. So I've got some more of those. I was like, I'm gonna chop them up. You could even make them in a cookie or something. And then it's even got more healthy stuff too, because the chickpeas are high protein. And you could add cottage cheese in, and, you know, or some people add in yogurt, but cottage cheese adds in extra protein too if you're trying to find like ways to get protein. And I don't eat meat, so I think heavy into the protein always. Like, so I put peanut butter into them, and then just like vanilla, sugar, flour, baking soda, stuff like that. And it turned out really good. So I'll probably do some more baking. Now I'm done with those, but in my box back there, because this was crazy too. Because I was so tired too. And I was down to this last bit. And I kept this one sleeve. It's got 4 little leftovers. I even had to take something apart to finish it. And it came down to like the last thread. It's like so many of my yarns I used up on this. And it left the box with this heavier on this other colors. And all the colors together, I was like, oh, I love these colors together. Now I got to make something with these colors. So already in my mind shuffling through, oh, I can make a shawl. Well, I can make this. Well, I could make that. So something will come to me. I'm gonna make something with those colors because I love them together. It's like these blue and these different shades of blue and white and beige and this greenish color. And I was like, oh, that looks so pretty. So I'm gonna make something with those. But I don't know what yet. But I have another one of this like thin yarn that I want to make. One of these kind of halter ones is these little crochet like lacy looking ones, and because I have this really pretty yarn over there for that too. And so I'm gonna do a couple more that I'll work on. But anyways, not today or anything. Is your hand map for me? My hand gets sore too. Doing it. And that's the thing too, is when you start doing something new, it can be frustrating, but you just got to keep practicing, because when you start doing something, you want to jump in and make stuff. And then all of the different stitches, they have all these different stitches, and it can be overwhelming where it's like, oh my God, there's so much stuff. But if you don't try, you can do it any way you want. You don't have to try and go in and learn everything. Because to me, I've just learned it along the way. I've learned more what the stitches are, what they're called. I've learned how to create the different things and stuff. And then you do it by making mistakes. Like this one too. Like I redid this back so many times. And then this one sleeve, I did one of them. And the first one I did, it was a bunch of different colors. And then And then I took that out, and then I tried something else. So then I ended up being like, oh no, I like it like this. And so, but you learn from doing that stuff. So don't be mad, like, and you can start on making simple things, like making blankets is simple, and using like really big hooks. You can use big hooks and big yarn, and it goes fast, and you can make a blanket really quick, and you can learn a lot. But all it is getting your hand and it's like teaching yourself to ride a bike. It's like teaching yourself this muscle memory. It's getting yourself to do this action just real natural. And at first it's like, it's very fumbly. So it just depends on how coordinated and how ambidextrous and how quickly you can start doing it. But any of the things, there's so many different things to learn. Because you can learn how to sew and make clothes that fit you the way you want and not going, but then you have to break out of got to follow the trends, And the thing is, too, is people want to go out and fit in and be wearing like what everybody else is wearing. But really, when you go out and you wear something that stands out, that nobody else has, everybody else looks. Everybody else is like, oh man, I want something that nobody else has. Nobody goes out. These girls don't go out and get these dresses and, they go get them at the mall or whatever. And then you go out to a club or something, and 2 other girls come in the same dress. And then you even have the comparison going. So, most people want stuff that is, but we've just formatted our lives to how they've structured it. But really, when you go out and you wear stuff that is different than everybody else, you have a lot more people who are like envious or jealous, like, oh, I want something that's different. And it is too expensive, like, even to sit and make beanies. Like, I'm not that fast of a crocheter. Like, if somebody can crochet and whip out beanies fast, then, I guess you could make some money. But a lot of people who I've even seen talking about crocheting is they say they don't make money off the making the things and selling them. They make money off making patterns and selling them. So, like, I would be like, if I was in that crochet thing, and I'm telling you, so for people who are just like, man, I want to do something. I don't know what I want to do. I want to learn something. I want to make something, like that kind of stuff. So so then you would go and you would figure out your pattern, because I made this whole thing up. The other one too, I made it up. I didn't follow a pattern. And so then you sell your pattern. And so and when people come up with really cool stuff and they can sell their patterns and stuff, and then they start their whole channel, like some of these people have whole channels just on crocheting and stuff, and they're good crocheters, man. There's some really good crocheters. They make cool ass shit. So, and I'm sure they can go and sell them and stuff. But it wouldn't be, like, I've gone to the craft fairs before, back when I first stopped working, and I was trying to do that. I was making things and going to craft fairs and trying to start that kind of thing. And then I would see these girls there making those hats. They have a whole bunch of hats they'd be selling for like $30. But, that would not, that would take me all day for $30. And you have to buy the yarn, which that could be like $10. So then you made $20 for all day. I was like, I don't know. I'll try and figure out something else to make. Like, there's so many different things though that you could do. Because you could try making cupcakes and taking them down to construction work sites and selling them for $1 or $2. You fucking sell out of those every day. There's different things you can do, like make cookies. There's where women started doing that, going to offices and take their little cookies or sandwiches around to places and sell them. And then the people would buy their stuff, do that each day. If people don't know how to initiate, how to like come up with just simple, you don't have to it doesn't have to be extreme. You don't have to cure cancer to stop working. You just got to be willing to put yourself out there. Little ways, do little things, and then to stop thinking you need all the things that you think you needed, why you needed raises and why you needed more money and more money and more money. You got to cut back on some of that stuff. And it's not like forever and ever. It is this reprioritizing. It's to start seeing what's more valuable, your time, which that's where you got to start seeing your time is what's valuable. And so, selling your time for $15 for an hour of it, that's cheap. And like I said, when you have all your time to yourself, you fill it up. You can fill your time up with whatever it is. I mean, some people, and I can take a day and just do nothing and sit and watch TV, and just do nothing. I don't know, that would be hard. I'd have to be really, really exhausted. But whatever, everybody's got their own pace or whatever. But to me, it's like, fuck, like there's so much that you can do. Like, when you start doing something, like if it's painting or crocheting, or it could be anything that you're making and you're focusing on doing that, then all of a sudden it's like everything else seems like, oh my God, I don't want to stop doing this to go do that. So you have these battles of time where you start really thinking about time. And it's like yesterday, after Stella, every time she eats, and she wants to eat non-fucking stop, and she's so slobbery and she's so messy, and so I have to stop. It's an ordeal. I have to stop what I'm doing, go do her thing, and focus on her and cleaning up her mess and stuff like that. And it's like, it's so time consuming. You've got stuff going on, and it's like, fuck, when you're sitting there, it's like, fuck, I need to clean this whole damn floor. And then it's like, God, but I want to go over there and do that. So you get these like this time thing, trying to figure yourself out. So yeah, going and selling your time. That's like selling your soul. It's like, my time, I don't know what to do with it, so I'll just come and sell it to you because I want to buy things with it. As I want a lifestyle. I want this lifestyle that I'm going to go out and everybody's going to go, wow, you're so cool. And so then you go and you buy a lifestyle that you think everybody's going to be impressed with. And that's what you focus on. And then when it doesn't work the way you wanted to, you become super frustrated. And so, and that's what everything is about here, man. It's just to get you to, everything that you try was to try and get you to fail. You got to push past it. You got to push past it. Don't let them defeat you. It's all they want to do is just bring you down, get you to just be so hopeless and helpless, so dependent. And you gotta see for yourself. You gotta look for yourself. You gotta see things. You gotta look into things. You gotta learn to trust yourself. And I just know a part of it, everything is like slowing down, taking notice of yourself, asking yourself, start recognizing how defeatist it is to set expectation, like to expect that something's supposed to go on. As it's Valentine's Day, so it should be a happy day. Like so many people for New Year's Eve is the worst. Oh my God. Fuck, how many New Year's Eves that we go out, all our friends, and everybody's gonna go out, and everybody's so excited and have this fun night. Oh my God. And inevitably, it's the biggest disaster. It's, ruined somebody's life and fall apart. It didn't go the way they wanted. And it's like, oh my gosh. And they spent so much money. They got their hair done, their nails done. Therefore, everything should have gone better. And but so much is built on our expectation of feeling bad. You go into it being like, well, we'll see. We'll go with the flow. We'll see what our universe is bringing us today. There's no telling. Then, you're just open to what's to come. But that's where, they've got all this expectation. Like, I'm sure there's tons. Plus today, all the drinking. There's tons of drinking. Yeah, the energy too. I just don't even know how people even follow football, especially at this point now when it's there. I mean, it's rigged. It's like watching wrestling, but people enjoy that. Like my daughter and son-in-law, they love wrestling. Like they're totally into it. They think it's the funnest thing ever. And it's got hard stuff. I mean, like it's still a battle. So maybe people are just really into that gladiator battle, sitting in the stadium watching people hurt themselves. That's how I've always seen it. It's like they're bringing out the entertainment now. Come, boys, come and hurt yourselves, injure yourselves for the entertainment of the masses. It's like, I've always thought it was the strangest thing. I've never understood football. And here it goes across the TV. And it's going to be all day long and all these people into it. I'm sure there'll be like parties out here. And, well, the one guy next door now, he's moved out. So maybe there won't be, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, there probably will be lots of hooping and hollering and people out drinking and laughing. Like, I don't know. Shouldn't make you be like irritated to hear people have fun and laugh, but I don't know. It's so mindless at this point. It's so much just cut off from the whole world. Let's just enjoy a good game and get drunk together. It's like, God, you guys, this is what we need to move out of our society, where we need to start moving towards, we need to be getting together, making a plan or something, talking about real things, seeing, but you just still have all these people that don't want to see. They don't want to see anything. It scares them, but that is why whatever's going to happen, like, fuck. I'd be cool if some fucking spaceship or something would go over the stadium today. Something, come on, do something big. Like, wake these people up. Like, God, I'm so fucking ready for something. And I keep on hoping that, because we're going right up to the edge, that the whole thing about the house thing is just taking me up to the edge, and then it's gonna flip and go the other way, and it's gonna be like, whew, good. Now I can just relax and not worry about it. Because I wouldn't be the same, about, even though there's predictions that there's going to be a massive earthquake, I think the 15th, so Wednesday, I think. So anyways, this week, because I was trying to think, okay, so if today's the 11th or the 10th, yesterday was the 10th, today's the 11th, the 12th is Monday, Tuesday's the 13th, so 14th, so Valentine's Day is Wednesday, if I'm right. So Thursday, so it'd be towards the next weekend. There's supposed to be this massive earthquake. It's going to hit California. Maybe it's going to be something today. I don't know. There's so many predictions. This massive earthquake, and then it's going to cause the problems with the Cascadia fault line, and so anyways, shit like that goes down, then I'll have to just see, like, what, if you're over here when the shit goes down, then you just got to see what happens. Like we'd be trapped. We wouldn't be able to get out from the 5. I don't see us being able to get out of the 5. So I don't know. Then that would be going for however long that would be. But there would be ways to go out across the mountain, and who knows? Like, they probably, I don't know, start flying in and taking people out or something. I don't know what they do at Katrina. Just left people. I'm sure they do the same shit. Just leave people, and they probably have their instinct. They probably fucking paratroop those people in, drop them in on us. And they have all weapons and coming in to get us while we're down. That's how it works around here. And but the things are going to be for the change. Like when the things change, there should be like a real dramatic change. But I don't know. Maybe we're still going to have all these people there. We're just going to know what's going on, but we're still going to have to be aware that we're surrounded by people here to hurt us. And then it's so confusing because there's so many people. It's like flooded the situation. So everything is just flooded. Everything's chaotic and flooded. And there's God dang, so many more things all the time. I'm digging up people behind jails, digging up people just in the middle of town. It's like, what was that? Oh, it was a bust of a truck And it was full. The back of the truck was full of dog cages, full of dogs. Who do you think owns the fucking dog cage, the truck? Meat packing company. What did I motherfucking just say? I told you, every fucking time something comes into my head and I see it, then here it comes. Information coming in. So I see that and I'm like, man, they're fucking feeding us a lot of dog. What do you think they're doing with all these dogs from they're killing? They're not fucking just getting rid of it. They're just burning it up like they say. No, they're feeding it. And these ones were alive. These ones were alive. They were just going, I don't know, maybe they are under the guise of a fucking rescue organization and they go down to, because if you are under a guise of a rescue, hold on. Because I'm just putting this together. I'm not for sure, but just seeing all these on TikTok. It seems if you are a rescuer, so if you are somehow deemed a rescuer, like you have a relationship with your Humane Society, and then you are a foster, like you're known as a foster person, you just go in and you just pick any dog. You say, okay, well, I'll take that one and take them. And so they'll have like a lot of dogs, these people. So you got to have like some property. Like if you're trying to do it, like, and then they all have to have different things. Like some people get grants and stuff to get the food. Like you got to be able to feed them and take care of them all. There's a lot of people who do that. So I don't know if this group goes into the place, goes into the Humane Society and goes, okay, well, we'll take all those. Or if the Humane Society is doing the same thing as like the Planned Parenthood place was, as selling things. And so they could be like, well, these ones are going to be euthanasia, but you can take them. Well, these ones are on their last day, so go ahead and take them. And they're taking them live. Oh my God, this place is wretched. Fuck, these fucking people are wretched, man. Oh, they're so, oh, God damn. This place needs a goddamn soul. See why this has to happen? Like, fuck, man. There's so much just soullessness. So much just like, take on, God made a mistake, take on nature. This fucking attitude. This fucking hateful attitude. It all has to be purged out. And if it's deep in you, you won't be going, you'll be stuck going through trying to purge it out in other lives. If it's too much. But all that stuff has to be purged out. It doesn't go forward. You can't build another world built on the same energy would be the same. It's not just these people. These people gave they gave the party. The people are the ones who made the decorations. It's the people who created the hell that we lived in. These people just gave them the habitat. They gave them the possibility. It's like that person, like I see it in a whole bunch of different ways right now. It's like going super fast. But like one of the way, like Lady Gaga saying in that whole interview, saying that how she was approached. You could have everything. Taryn Manning, she's approached. You can have everything. Everybody, you're approached at different times of your life in all different ways to sell your soul in different jobs and stuff. Like there's fucking developers, there's fucking bankers, there's doctors, there's lawyers, there's all of these people. That's how it became so atrocious. It's the darkness inside the people. The people sold out. It's the people who are doing it. Fuck, man. And then they just think about their own selves so much, like the money they have. That's all that matters. They don't give a shit. And that's why so much has to fall down around people. Because the people who don't give a shit, you got to see what you didn't give a shit about. And you have to see the decline of what you've created. God, that's kind of sad, man. I didn't even notice that role. Like we're playing a role for that, to show to these people who created this, not just these fucking Illuminati people, the people, our neighbors. Like there's shit playing out in their perspective that we don't see. There's perspectives that are being played out that we don't see, that we don't know about. Like there's a lot being played out. A lot of stuff. We gotta just keep going with the flow, man. Even though it's like, fuck, believe you me, I'm very much all about it. Like, come on, come on. Let's speed this up. I'm ready for the good stuff. Like, I know the good stuff's ahead. I know, like, there's good stuff. I know I have a great relationship. I'm a great person. But there's like, there's a lot of good stuff up ahead, you know, and I'm anxious to get there. I'm excited for what we have ahead. And I don't know, I mean, all these things that we're going through are all helping us, teaching us, growing us, learning us. It's helping us to develop and helping us to release. So even as tedious as it is, and especially tedious watching, especially watching, you know, but don't forget some of these people with their arrogance, that's what they're going to have to see. So we're watching it, but then they're going to just really get it down, shoved down their throat. And they're going to be just as bothered as we are watching it. And they're going to be 10 times more bothered watching themselves. So just remember that. It's not for us to try and point out like, you're a real idiot. No, they're going to see it soon enough. They're going to see it in such a way. And then the more that you don't just be a dick, the more that it's going to make you be a saint. Like, make them feel even more like a dick. Is so, and it's not to do it for that. I'm just saying the way the universe works. So you don't have to do that, because you go kicking people down, kicking people while they're down, then that tells about you. And then you'll have the repercussions of that, because there will be consequences, because everything is to show you the consequence, to show you the other side. Everything has the other side. And so this is the scene of the other side, and everybody's going to see how they block themselves. You know, like, God doesn't make mistakes. There is no mistake. There is no fucking God up there. You created you. You created you so that you could go out and release other things that you hold on to. So everybody just gets focused on everybody else's storyline, everybody else's things going on. Is that really the things that matter, the things that affect you, come right to you. It's like you don't have to go and see. But right now there's so much happening. It's like that is a connection. It's a connection into that, the energy of all that is changing, and the awareness of seeing it as it is changing, and formulate thoughts about it to see, like, you know, why are things changing? What's happening? And so many people are just so focused on the fear and stuff like that, but we want this change. This change is what we want. How we were living is not what we don't want. How we accepted it, how we were living. That's what has to change. And it is changing. It's going to change. But the things inside the people, that's the things that are the hard things to change. And then all of society will start to change. But we, the nuts and bolts, have to change. So once we change, that changes the energy around us. It changes our interactions. It changes how we, and it changes the energy on the planet. That's why there's going to be like new energy places. You know, I mean, we're going to lose, we're going to lose this whole beautiful coastline. You know, it's absolutely beautiful. And we're going to lose that. But we're going to, it's like this moving back and starting new. So it's going to be like a newer, fresher. So this newer, fresher energy is going to be starting all over the place. And it's going to be, it's going to have an excitement. There's going to be a creative flair. Is evolution. It's like an excitement that people will have. It's like a, man, when you could see it, it's like overwhelming. How excited, man. It's going to cry. It's like people who have gone without things for so long, and then all of a sudden they get a house, and how excited. And so there's like that kind of energy of like,
I've seen these videos of these people who have been like not had a place, and then they take their kids and surprise them. How excited the kids get to have their own bedroom and stuff. It's like a lot of that energy, a lot of this big excitement and things being exciting and new, and like there's going to be a lot of that for people. But there's gonna be a lot. It's just gonna be a lot, just like how it's a lot right now. You've got sadness, happiness, but like there's everything is being experienced, and it's gonna keep going. But you can focus, how you want to focus. Like there will be more joy. There will be a lot more joy, and it'll be the people who are focused on not feeling that are still in their process. And there'll be people who get stuck in the process. That's why there's more and more of you who have gone through shit. It will be more and more of you will be sharing and helping people, like on all different levels, because so many people won't know how to get through some of the stuff. They won't know how to process, they won't know how to heal. And they're going to just like mass confusion on a lot of things where people start feeling so burdened by it. So people who have already been doing it, will help people and help them to, oh my gosh. Okay, that is, so on this Roku thing, how it has these pictures going, because I don't have any music or anything on this home screen. But all of a sudden it had NFL game day, like in front of a theater, but in front of the theater were all those white tents. Like what they're digging, like that was weird. Like what the hell? That's weird. There's so much weird shit, man. This is weird. Like everything is weird. I'm telling you, I see things in my head, and then I'm fucking. There's a lot of stuff. So there was a lot of stuff yesterday too that I wanted to talk about. Let me think for a second. There's lots of stuff in the sky stuff, like that all just keeps going. More and more people talking about stuff. More things, like everything just is picking up. More and more exposing the criminals, more and more bullshit. So, I don't know. I feel like everything, like whatever is going to go today is going to be more exposing shit. There's so much stuff, what people are talking about with this Taylor Swift, this Travis, I think his name's Travis Kelce or something. All these people are saying he's going to, because they got to do this big Hollywood moment, so he'll ask her to marry him on the thing after he wins the game. And there's people who are into this. Like, they're all excited for this. And then there's other people who are saying, like, Taylor has shown that she's a psyop of a CIA psyop. Some people say she's Aleister Crowley's daughter. Like, they took that girl. I don't know if they took her and then recloned her and made another one, and she just looks like her and it has an agenda. Like, I don't know. This place is so wild. But I would say that definitely there's shit today. And then, like, I think that one lady is just right on, where she's like, there's no coincidences. This is going to be Super Bowl Sunday, Mardi Gras, and then Valentine's Day. All back to back to back. All that energy and all the energy harvesting and stuff. But the thing is they've always got people focused on other things. You got to focus on yourself. You got to focus on taking time to yourself or healing yourself or something. You've got everybody just focused outside, and then they're taking your energy from you. And there's a lot of weird shit too about these concerts that have been going on. And there's some weird shit about energy harvesting, and if people are having issues when they leave there, if it's continuing, there's some weird stuff about that. So anyways, I don't know, there's lots of weird shit. There's so much. It's all going to hopefully it's just hurry and come to a head so it can start going the other way. It's like, fuck. I just feel like it's going to be such a relief to turn the other direction and then have the people see. Like for them to just, I don't know. It's going to change conversations and stuff. It's going to change a lot. Anyways, we just got to keep going. Whatever goes is how it's going to go. It's out of our hands. And no matter how much we want to sit there and send our energy and manifest it to be different, it's not going to be different. It's going to be the way it's going to be. And we have to re-examine ourselves when we go through this stuff. That's what we are here to do, is go through this stuff and then look at ourselves, watch ourselves, see how we react, see what we do, how do we act, how do we react, how do we overcome. It's like all of those things. So anyways, I can't think of, there was something else. It seems like there was more stuff, but anyways, I guess that's all for this. That's all for the day. That's all for this day. And I don't know what this day is going to be. Super Bowl Sunday, fucking, I don't know. I'm going to watch fucking Truman Capote movie and cook. I'm going to I'll probably bake cookies or something. So anyways, I'll just leave you with, so love yourself, love everybody else, and have a loving day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.